what are you doing? You want to come over and catch a buzz?
You caught me. You caught a buzz, because I'm Buzz and this is the BuzzWorthy channel. Today we're going to look at the Pixel WM-10 lavalier microphone. And the WM-10 model is the model that comes with two, let me unplug this USB charger, two transmitters. One's off, one's on. I'm just using one. You could use them combined in stereo, or you can mix it to mono, either way. So you could have two personalities using this, one interviewer, one interviewee, husband, wife, friend, whatever it may be. But you could use both of these and run them as stereo on separate channels. So, well, I really don't like it when you hear one person speaking out of one speaker and the other person out of the other speaker. Doesn't do it for me. I'd rather have the audio mixed. Now, if it was one person wearing two mics and you set it into stereo mode, then to me that's fine, because it's kind of nice. It has a nice sound to it, and then if you turn your head left and turn your head right and speak, you could hear it moving more sound to the left or right channel accordingly. So that's kind of nice. And you could put it on mono and just mix the channels if you're using both mics. If you're using one mic, you're on mono anyway. But it is really great. But buyer beware on this, I have to tell you. Let's take a look. Okay. This is the Amazon page. This is the one that I bought it from. Let me see if I could scroll up to the name. Dasny, you see this? Dasny. That was the one. But buyer beware, I say that because now in the ad, I don't see anywhere where it says 500 megahertz range. And so it's best, before you order it, I would contact the seller and confirm it's the 500 megahertz range. And the reason I say that is that this is my third set of the Pixel WM-10. And the first one came, and unfortunately it looked like it wasn't from this vendor, it was another vendor on Amazon. And it looked like it was a demo return model, had some scratches. That was the first one. And it was the 600 megahertz range. And I had read prior to that the 600 megahertz range was going to be auctioned off by the government in, I think, 2021, in a couple of years. So if that's the case, you may not be able to use it past that point. So you would think it would be half the price, or, some incentive. I think they have a 5% incentive, and maybe it's $5 or $10 cheaper than this one. But I ended up sending that one back. Amazon did a replacement return. I got it right away. They're really good with that. And when I got it, it didn't look like the shipping box was damaged, but it looked like it was another return. So the first two, the older model, came in a nice little briefcase. It's like chrome and black. It looks really neat. And so a nice little place to keep the units. Unfortunately, that outer black shell of the briefcase is cardboard. It doesn't look like it from the outside, doesn't look like it from the inside either until it's broken through. But I picked it up and I looked, and the bottom of it was totally busted out. So I don't know if that happened in shipping or it was a return. They shipped like that. I don't know. But anyway, it was unacceptable. And that maybe I might have kept it if that was the only problem. But again, it was 600 megahertz, in which I made a complaint or comment to the seller after the first unit, saying what the problem was, and it's 600 megahertz. So I thought, okay, they're going to send the 500 megahertz. They may have not gotten the message in time, and I think that's the case, and so they just sent a replacement. And it was the same thing, although with the case being totally damaged. So I went on Amazon, looked around, and then I found this seller right here that, let me, sorry, All right, let me come back to this. So this seller, Dasny, in their ad here, it actually specified it was the 500 megahertz range. So I'm like, great. I ordered it, got it, brand new units, no scratches, although it came in a little fancy cardboard box, kind of like the Microsoft Surface Book 2, but not as good as quality, but still it was decent. But not as nice as looking or as handy probably as that metal case, although it's made with cardboard, so I don't know. Anyway, it was the 500 megahertz range, no scratches, set it up. The audio quality is excellent for a lavalier. Now, of course, if I'm using it now, if I was using the Blue Yeti microphone, it'd be a little better quality. But for a lavalier, and you could always change this, you could always attach a Rode microphone to it and use that. But I'm using this for now, and to me the quality is pretty good. And realizing on this recording I can't alter it, I'm using, what is it? OBS. And so the audio is going straight into there without, and I'll let you know if I do some post-production and alter it, I'll save a segment of audio for sure that is original and is not tampered with or enhanced. But just so you know, to me, the quality is pretty good. The only challenge is finding the right balance between your camera, whatever you're recording with, and the amplification, the output of the Pixel. I found the Pixel has 0 through 6 power and output. And so I tested all the levels. Seems like to me 4 is the best. And so I have 4 on the Pixel. I have 8 on the Sony A7III on the audio recording level. I have it at 8. And on the OBS software, I backed off from full, I think I'm at -7.5, something like that. But I backed off from full max because it was tapping out a little bit. So I think it's a happy medium. It sounds better recording through the camera directly than going through this OBS software, but not by a significant margin. But I'll tell you, the range, I'm not going to do a walking range test. So many people have done that and do that and save me the time from doing it. But I did do a range test in my house, and I went from one end of the house 60 feet to the other end of the house, and then I went downstairs across the room, so that's quite a distance, through all those walls and the second floor. It didn't cut out, no hiccups, it was perfect. And even better, you're probably familiar with, if you use any type of radio or electronic device in front of the microwave, as the microwave's on, it just cuts the signal. It did not cut the signal at all. Multiple times I took it, heated coffee, microwave's on, and I continued speaking. It didn't cut out at all. So, and even better is these units, I basically took them out of the box, turned them on, and started using them, and they just worked. I didn't have to mess with it. I didn't have to change channels or frequencies. It has 100 channels on it. So it has in a whole range of 500 megahertz frequencies. So really it's just user-friendly, simple to set up. You screw in these little attachments for the mic, and they plug in and then they screw on, so they're locked on and don't pull off. It's the same thing on the receiver that's connected to the camera. And on the receiver, it also has another jack that you could have audio out, so you could monitor live the audio as you're recording. So if you have somebody there that's the editor or director, or if someone that's just recording on the camera wants to hear what's being recorded from 1 or 2 personalities, they could hear that. So that's terrific. Oh, the batteries, it's AA batteries. Some people prefer it. Some people prefer a lithium-ion battery. For me, I don't want to pull this one out now, but this one's not on, so we can pull it out. But it's a little battery carriage. People say it's cheap, but it works. It does the job. Holds the 2 AA batteries, slides in there, So you could use rechargeable batteries. Now, I don't know, when you hook it up to USB, it might charge rechargeable batteries because it actually puts a charge in conventional batteries. I had the, let's bring this one. You can see the power meter here on the top. It's 3 levels, 1, 2, 3. And so it's fallen down to 2. I plugged it into the USB charger or USB power supply. So you could power it directly from USB and use it indefinitely without draining the battery. Well, I think it has residual power that's actually going to the batteries and charging it up, because every time I've unplugged it, it went back to 3. And it holds that for a while till it wears down, and then I could plug it in and it goes back. So kind of a amazing, probably byproduct, side feature they don't even know about. And I don't know if that's good or bad or what, but it works and it's great. I'll try it with rechargeable batteries and I'll let you know how it does there and what it does there, and if it actually charges them or just maintains them or what the situation is. But the Pixel WM-10, and let's see, you can look at the back of it here. I don't know if you could read this, but it says 500 megahertz range. What does it actually say? Let's see, my old eyes need some glasses. Okay, range is 538 megahertz to 594 megahertz, so all within the 500 megahertz range. The case is made of metal. Nice, tough little thing. They're small, they're light, very convenient. They have the clips on the back to clip on your belt or clothing. What else? They have a low-cut filter, so you could cut out, ambient rumbling noise. I tested it. I don't know if it's actually cutting out 75 or 150 megahertz or what it's cutting out, kilohertz, what it's cutting out. I'm not sure, but I could see the meter and it actually cuts some decibels off. So I don't know if it's a complete cutoff or just that specific range, but it helped a little bit. So it doesn't have, the features of the $650 and $2,000 models, but it has enough features and enough quality, it seems to me, that it definitely will do the job, and I think you'll be quite happy with it. So on this product, on the Pixel WM-10, I say it is worthy.